absolutely not. He goes, why, bro? It's a lot of money. I feel like it'd be dumb to say no to this much money. And sure, he's absolutely right. It was a lot of money, right? Way more than he probably even deserved for that kind of deal. But once again, they were trying to right their wrongs. But it doesn't really matter. And what I told him was, bro, if you allow people to get away with doing others dirty, you are equally as responsible for the next person getting hurt. It's like people always say, be the bigger person, be the bigger person. Fuck that, okay? You're a pussy. If someone wrongs you and you have the opportunity to set the score and make it fair, and you decide not to, and then somebody else gets hurt after that, it is your fault. It's like if you were getting bullied in high school, someone was picking on you, and then you had the opportunity to get back at them and fight back, and you didn't because you wanted to be the bigger person. What that person, the bully, is now gonna think is, it's okay to do this because I can get away with it because that's how humans think. And so guess what? He's gonna go do it to somebody else. And so until the perpetrator learns the lesson that it's not okay, they will continue to do it again. And so even though my friend got offered a lot of money, if he says yes to it, he's essentially letting them win and letting them know that there aren't consequences for this type of thing. They just have to come up with more money and they can get away with it. I've dumped every single dollar I have in my personal checking into my business, probably on like 10 different occasions since I started it 3 years ago. And I would gladly do it again. That's what I think a lot of people don't understand is like when you believe in something so much, it is your identity. You care more about that than you care about yourself. When I was raising money for my company, like I literally had less than $10,000 in my checking, my personal checking at all times. If I needed to again, if times got tough, if cash flow was tight, and I needed to dump every single dollar I have into my business, I would do it. And it wouldn't even be a question. Versus I come across a lot of people that will let a business fail and then they're going around spending crazy money. And you know what? Maybe some would say that me doing that is financially irresponsible, but I don't really care. To me, a business is like your child. And at the end of the day, like if your kid was hungry, you would give up part of your food to make sure that he got to eat, and you would do it. You would do it gladly. Like what kind of parent would watch their kid crying hungry and starving and famished and then have a whole plate to themselves? If that's you, you're going to lose, bro. You're not going to beat the person who's willing to put it all on the line. You think about all of the greatest entrepreneurs of all time, like they put every last dollar they had on multiple different occasions into what they were working on. And that's why they're so successful, because there's no shot that they're going to let something fail. Gentlemen, if you're wondering why the girl at work never looks your way, it might be because the clothes you wear actually make you look fat and you don't even know it. Every guy needs a good fitted quarter zip. The problem is no one really knows where to get one, and most of the ones that you guys do buy actually make you look worse. The thing about most quarter zips is they are baggy and shaped like a square. So when you put them on, it's almost gonna make it look like you have no V-taper whatsoever. Whereas if you find one that actually fits your body the right way, it'll literally make you look better because it'll highlight the good parts of your physique and put room and breathability in the parts that you don't wanna show. As you guys can see, look at how fire this looks on me. Highlights my shoulders and arms, and then it's nice and breathable and loose down here. Also, most quarter zips are so thick and heavy that if you wore it in the summer, you'd be drenched in sweat. I'm gonna show you guys the material right here. It is insanely breathable, and it's also crazy stretchy. Like I could pull on this and it literally snaps back to my body. I'm 6'1", 200 pounds. I'm wearing a size large right now, and it literally fits me perfectly. If you're confused about what size you should get, just comment your height and weight down below and I'll help you out. Also, like I said, it's so breathable that I would wear this to work, and then I would also wear it to the gym or on a run. Comes in 7 different sick ass colors. So if you don't want the sand like I'm wearing right now, you can get black or dark green or blue or pretty much any color you want. Also, the best part about this, guys, is this is literally the softest quarter zip I've ever put on in my life. It feels like silk. I almost want to put it on my pillowcase. Actually, you know what, guys? I lied. The best part about this quarter zip is it's not going to break your bank. Most nice quarter zips out there are $100 plus. And with the crazy flash sale that Haas is running right now, you can get this for pretty much almost half off. Haas literally runs their Black Friday, Cyber Monday sales almost 2 months early. So don't be that guy that waits until November or December and then your size is already sold out. The best way to argue with literally anybody is just to say, I agree. I was on a date last night with this girl I've been seeing for a little while, and it was going really well, right? Good food, good drinks, good conversation. She looks great. I don't look too great, but I was happy to be there. And I kind of mentioned to her that I had COVID about 2.5 weeks ago. I just got over it and it was brutal. I don't know if you guys have gotten the recent strain of COVID, but it fucking sucks. And I went into the doctors and I got tested and everything, and it was COVID. And so I told her that, and she goes, I don't really believe in COVID. Like, I don't think it's like a real thing. I think it's made up. And I'm just like, I agree. You know, this is one of those methods that I think very few people understand. The night is good, everything's going well. Why ruin that? Okay, it doesn't make me feel dumber, and it doesn't hurt my feelings to just say I agree. Because literally what most people don't understand is you don't actually have to agree with somebody to say I agree. Pretty sure COVID is, fully a real thing. I think it was, blown out of proportion a little bit, sure, but it's definitely a real thing. But I didn't say that. Okay, I was having a great time. And if I were to try and fight with her on it, it's just a lose-lose situation. It's a losing battle. Even if I were to bring all my evidence to the table, even if I were to have tried to convince her otherwise, I still would have lost. Okay? It would not have been a good night for me. And so when that happened, just like whenever anybody else tries to argue with me or tries to say something that I disagree with, I just say, I agree. Guys will smoke weed or do coke with a girl just because the girl likes it and the guy wants to get with that girl. And I was guys like that at one point in my life. If you say things that you wouldn't say and you do things that you wouldn't do in pursuit of a girl that you find attractive, it will never work out. It's not meant to be. It's not a good person for you. And it's also a losing strategy. I used to do shit like that. A girl would say, oh, I'm really into country music. I would say, me too. And I'd go to the country music festival with them. And then they would notice that I clearly am not into that type of music and it wouldn't work out. Don't waste your time doing things that you wouldn't want to do to get with someone that you think you like. If you truly want to find the perfect person for you, the best thing that you can do is just live the life that you want. If you want to attract your dream girl, go live your dream life and they will naturally pop into it. You can't search for her. You can't look for her. It'll happen naturally. Those are the best types of relationships because you guys are aligned. You like the same things and you have the same interests. Versus most guys will go on a first date and they'll nod their head and they'll agree the entire time because they think that that's what the girl wants to hear. But you're only denying the inevitable, which is that it won't work out. And so you're just wasting your time in the meantime. I may or may not have been driving around an unregistered car for the past half a year. For the purpose of this video, this is a story. It's not true. But my mom pretty much sold me her car like half a year ago and I haven't gotten it registered yet. I can't be asked with that shit, okay? I have bigger problems on my plate. I have bigger priorities, and that is not one of them. But my mom has been calling me about this pretty much like once a week, bugging me about it for the past 6 months. And at the end of the day, I know it's because she cares, but like I said, I just can't be asked. Finally, after enough of these calls, I got the paperwork together. I drove to the Travis County tax office. I'm sitting in the parking lot right now. And I walk inside and there's a fucking 3.5 hour long line. A 3.5 hour long line, bro. I'm not waiting in that shit, okay? I literally walk in, I see it, I walk right out. That is so much time, okay? I could die before